Oklahomans show significant interest in the improvement and importance of school safety. A full house at a school safety workshop on Wednesday led to a second offering of the same program on Thursday at the Oklahoma City National Memorial and Museum. The Responding to Schools in Crisis Considerations Following the Sandy Hook Tragedy workshop focused on several safety topics, such as emergency preparedness plans, threat assessment, and dealing with trauma. The workshop was led by Dr. Robin Gerwich, a psychologist at Duke University Medical Center, and Gregory Thomas, a school security expert.
Well, I think we're all here because of the results of what happened in Sandy Hook. So the first thing you want to do is, are you having plans in place to lock down when a disaster like that happens? If somebody intrudes your building with a weapon or otherwise, do you have plans in place to lock down? If you can't do that, you need to make sure your drills include lockdown drills. And also working with law enforcement to know that you can notify them in a timely fashion if an intruder gets into your school. I hope that it stays on the front of mind for people too. I think now that people in Washington, D.C., Congress, and the federal government in general, even here in the state, are looking at school safety differently since Sandy Hook. I hope that it doesn't just go away. It's a one-off event that people forget about a year from now.
I think the most important advice that we give to families, start the conversation. Go ahead and say, tell me about what you know about, for example, Sandy Hook. So right away, you have an idea where your kid's starting from. And oftentimes, just by having that conversation, you'll learn that they don't have all the right information, and sometimes the information they have may be far worse than it really was. It allows them to know also that you're available to talk to them about something difficult. Sometimes we may say, tell me what your friends are saying. That may be a way that they'll talk to you. Or they may say, I don't want to talk about it right now. And parents can say, well, this is what I know and this is what we're doing to make sure everything's fine. Talk to me about it later, and then continue to check in. Bottom line, start the conversation.
School administrators, resource officers, and counselors attended the program.
We all have procedures that we follow. We do all of our different drills every so often. We have a lockdown drill, we have a fire drill, of course, and all the different drills, and we do that very often.
Oklahoma lawmakers are investigating a number of ways to enhance security in our schools. One proposal being discussed would allow certified teachers to bring guns into the classroom.
I think that the whole idea of putting guns in every school, in every classroom, is something that I'm glad is being addressed, because it became the quick knee-jerk reaction after Sandy Hook. Certainly everybody wanted to figure out, what do we do to guarantee safety, recognizing that when we step back, we need to think about not only what can help in the long run to prevent and mitigate school difficulties, school shootings, any kind of negative events, but also what's sustainable, what's realistic, because first and foremost, schools need to be a safe place for learning. So we need to take a step back before we just say, okay, let's move forward with this idea. Let's take a step back, talk to law enforcement. There's lots and lots of law enforcement here today to hear pros and cons on that issue. Have the discussion, figure out what will be best in the long run for the school, and can it be sustained over the long haul. And that's the other issue that needs to be addressed with that kind of plan.
I think that schools are safer when there are less guns in school, not more guns in school. So to train a teacher, or anybody for that matter, on how to respond to a disaster or a shooting in a school takes them away from their normal course of duties, which are protecting kids. So if you're going to be responding to a shooter and leaving kids behind as you do that, that disconnect I have a problem with.
Our speaker today talked about that. He said it's better to prepare in a way so that we wouldn't have to put any guns in the hands of teachers, and I agree with that.